Mike Morales, you are watching. Wow. Hello, sipping off the cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our networks. I want to make sure that we're moving. We're not doing anything. There we go. Hi.
I'm moving.
we're okay. We're okay. We're using Skype software, and so it takes a little bit of us getting used to. But I'm Mike Morales here in San Antonio. That gentleman out there is
Jim Johnston in Youngstown, Ohio.
Jim. Unlike his T-shirt, he does not work for Guinness. But we need to send you one of these though. One of these.
Yes,
things.
yeah, we do. Although I'm always paying homage to my Irish friends.
Jim and I today are going to discuss and dissect Aguila Select. Now, this particular brand, we have been chasing. Actually, we had talked to them like beginning of this year, beginning of 2019, and we did not receive these until after. If Jim's location looks a bit different, he's moved since our last tasting, and we had just gotten back from our workcation in the Midwest. So we had all these bottles waiting for us, and they sent it to us. Now we know that these guys are out of St. Louis, right?
Yes.
My understanding is that they are veteran owned as well. You can find them on Instagram. I believe that's under Aguila Tequila. There's a couple of Aguilas, but they are Aguila Select.
Yeah, and you're going to want to look for some that has Talon Spirits as the website.
Yes. Yeah, Talon Spirits is their parent company. Right now, the website just is a landing page, is all it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, other than what we know about this distillery, which 1107, right? That is Destilería El Viejito. I know that we've talked about, or maybe if you've been watching us for a long time, you know we've talked about El Viejito, the distillery. A lot of really great brands come out of there now. Karma comes out of there. Actually, Santo Mezquila, which is Sammy Hagar's mezcal tequila infusion. The tequila comes from this distillery. I have heard recently from other people who have done business with this distillery. You know, years ago it had a really bad reputation. At one point, it was a supplier to Patron, which I think everybody was. You know, when Patron was busy building their new distillery,
I think they needed as much as they could get their hands on.
Yeah, well, you know, there was a Patron shortage. A lot of people weren't aware of that. Then years ago, when Patron moved, there wasn't enough añejo and reposado aged. That was the story that we got from the distributors, and so you know they were purchasing tequila in the meantime, trying to fulfill their orders, and then they only had the Blanco available for the longest time. So at one point they supplied Patron. I like this bottle though, man.
I do too. It's simple, but I like that the label kind of blends in with the glass is kind of a little cut glass, nice bevel on it. It's a nice bottle.
It's kind of hammered. It's got a kind of a hammered look to it, you know. Yeah. And now again, we said that the importers, Talon Spirits, are out of St. Louis. And like I say, recently I've heard a lot of great things about El Viejito. One of the tequilas, I was talking to Jim off camera. One of the tequilas that I really enjoyed from El Viejito a while back was Distinct, and I think at that time that came out almost simultaneously when the rumor was that Patron was buying tequila from them, or they were making tequila for Patron, and they came out with Distinct. And it was a very similar bottle. You could buy it at Trader Joe's. It was their house tequila at a really great price. And honestly, I loved it. It was really, really good. So
Trader Joe's does pretty well with their house booze. I mean,
yeah,
wherever they're getting it from, they must scout it pretty well.
Well, so I'm excited. I think this is the Blanco, and we just broke the seal off of these. So we're gonna pop this baby open and see what we get. Wow, that was good. That cork was, that's a synthetic cork, by the way. So we're using the Stasso Jarrito for tequila, the taller, the chimney style. And Right now, it's the lighting is actually pretty good in here right now. It's fairly pristine. There's not a whole lot of legs and tears that are clinging to the glass,
Right.
but it's not runny either. There we go.
Yeah, I get a little bit out of it, and honestly, it's got kind of got, and I don't want to call it syrupy, but it gave me a little bit of a fisheye when I look through it. It's just kind of like it's got a little bit more heft on the liquid.
Okay, okay, I'll buy that. There we go. We got a little. It's coming down in sheets for
Yeah.
me on my glass, so it's not actually pearls and legs and tears. It more is coming down in sheets.
Yeah.
Again, not that that's a bad thing. It's actually quite attractive. It's clear as a bell. Now the bottle, I think the bottle is a little bit tinted in blue, don't you think? Or is it just
Well,
me?
that and the hammered effect on the bottle is giving a little bit of a different coloration too, because the way the light's hitting it. I can see when I'm looking through it, I can see the blue off the label as well. But the
Yeah.
light is giving
Okay.
it a different coloration here.
Okay. And it's copper pot distilled is what it says here. Now we know nothing. We did not receive the interesting thing was we had contacted these folks at the beginning of the year. We did not receive any product until almost this is October. This is Halloween when you're watching this, folks. So it's the last day of October. So we didn't get any information other than what we see on the bottle. There is no website either. So whatever we see on social media is just about all we're getting. Copper pot distilled,
Right.
produced and bottled by Tequila El Viejito, and it's imported. It says Guadalajara imports St. Louis, but I'm not sure if that's the same. Guadalajara imports and Talent Spirits must be the same. I'm thinking they're the same company. I'm not sure, but we do know that they are veteran owned, and the guys if you follow them on social media, they do a lot of charity work. From what I've seen, a lot of stuff on charity. Oh, whoa, okay. What do we got on the nose here?
Ooh.
That's lime and green. I get green.
That is verdant. That's what I'd call verdant.
Verdant. I like that. I'll have to adopt that phraseology, that descriptor. Verdant.
Yeah, that is a citrus nose.
Yes.
With,
yes, it
with
is.
some a little vegetal, but getting some nice citrus in there.
It's very bright though. It comes right up to greet you, and it's
Listen,
it's
and not a heavy alcohol background on the nose at all. It's not no burn, no.
It's very pleasant. Okay, well let's taste the juice. Let's just see what we got here.
Ooh, it's got some pepper up front.
Yeah. It's just an amplification of the nose.
It really is.
I find that right now, just in that first pass, I find that it's very consistent. You know, I'm not going to say that it's complex because it doesn't. It's not a, it's just a, I think it's a very reliable aroma and flavor profile.
It matches up very, very, very closely. I mean,
yeah.
It's a pretty straightforward because the flavor profile matches. You know, when you take a big whiff of something, you get a little bit of a taste sometimes. It's just the amplification of that smell coming down on your taste buds.
Yep. How do you like the finish? I'm getting like I'm feeling short to medium finish. I'm not getting a real long finish right now.
It is not long, and it's all up front for me. It's all up front, and it's got I've got the citrus, and I've got a little bit of that vegetal flavor with some pepper on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then just at the back of my palate, kind of at the end, I get a little bit of a, how would I describe it? It's kind of a little bit mineral, and then not
Okay.
much of a finish at the end.
Yeah, no. It's actually very approachable.
Yeah, it is.
It's a very approachable Blanco. I think what they were going for in this flavor profile is they were probably going for something very mixable.
And
Would you say?
also
I mean,
something that, the shop drinkers of the world aren't going to think, oh, there's the bite at the end.
yeah, yes,
It doesn't give you that. You really, I mean, the upfront, if you catch that pepper and that's not something that you enjoy, it might throw you off a little. But for me, I like that kind of citrus, kind of grabs you a little bit.
yeah. Somebody once told me that this was this type of flavor profile was a traditional Highlands profile, and El Viejito is in that area. Of course, we don't know where they're sourcing their agave from at this point, but
Right.
it's. I think it's very consistent. I like it. Do we know any? Do we have any pricing on this thing?
Not at all. Yeah, I'm looking online, just from what I see. When you Google search it and you get the bottle showing up on the shopping end of it, I don't even see it offered on the Google shopping where you can get this. So I can't really see a good price range on it.
We're again just going. We don't have any peripheral information, so we're only going by what we're tasting.
So I see what is definitely that bottle on the Reposado side.
Yeah.
That's blue. That's the Reposado. Has it priced at $22.99.
Where?
Online, it's called Drizzly, which is actually
yeah, it's a delivery service.
Yeah. So
okay, so we know that they're available on Drizzly. That's good. That's good because you can have it delivered to your home in the middle of a snowstorm.
you forget, Mike. I didn't move out of Ohio, so no.
Yeah, I know that's right. Never mind. Jim doesn't
went down the
for
street.
anything.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go find it somewhere else.
You gotta go find the star. They gotta
Yeah.
find.
So I don't know. This is something that I think is a good, straightforward tequila that is very approachable, and I think would be a good next step tequila for somebody who's a mixto shooter.
So
something a little bit.
Okay, judging from the pricing that we saw on Drizzly, okay, if they're calling that, then I would say that the Blanco is probably close within a couple of dollars, maybe plus or minus $5. Okay,
right.
If that were the case, then I think that this would be a great nominee for the value category. What do you think?
I agree, and unless we're completely wrong on that price point, I think so too. Because I think if you go out there and find there's a bunch of bottles that I can go pick up between $15 and $25 that aren't going to come at you like this. So absolutely.
Okay, well, I agree. I think, and like I said before, I really enjoy Distinct. And this reminds me a lot of the Distinct. In fact, Distinct, if I'm not mistaken, when they first came out, it was only available in Reposado. You could only buy it in Reposado. And the funny thing was that they had on their bottle, they had a little bow on it, very reminiscent of it. It was almost looking like a Patron bottle, but not quite. It was kind of like a poor man's Patron bottle, and you really had to look at it. You could drink it all day, and it came in Reposado, so it was a great for sangritas. It was great for Palomas. I think this is a good gateway tequila to introduce
and
people.
I think it would be a very good mixer.
Okay.
At the Blanco level, I think this would do well with citrus mixing. I mean, it holds up, but it doesn't. It won't overwhelm anything.
Yeah, no, not at all. And it really, again, the finish is short to medium, so you're not gonna feel a burn that some people find off-putting. So anyway, brand of promise nominee in the value category. That's our take on Aguila Select, but stick with us. We're going to be talking about the Reposado and the Añejo shortly. I'm Mike Morales here in San Antonio. That young man out there is
Jim Johnston in Youngstown, Ohio.
You have been watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our platforms. Wherever you're listening to your podcast, please subscribe. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit the red button, and Jim might deliver, a case of Guinness along with your tequila. I don't know.
Maybe I'll deliver the tequila. If you're in Ohio, let me know. I'll deliver the tequila to you.
There you go.
Service available.
Whatever you do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.